So I'm here now with Michael Onstad. He is the health insurance broker I was talking to in my German video. And he is really famous in the expat community all over the Philippines. So you started with health insurance brokering in 1990 around?
No, 1981
1981
in Canada.
in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're original Canadian.
Yeah, I am.
And when did you move to the Philippines?
7 years ago.
7 years ago. And then you chose to broker with Pacific Cross?
Well, I looked at three main domestic companies, and I realized the only common denominator was lousy service. Okay, so I had to pick one to fix. I can't fix three. It's too time consuming. So Pacific Cross was a lucky winner.
Okay.
And for some good reasons.
Yeah.
Mainly the direct settlement with the hospital. That seems to be a big feature for, very attractive feature.
And speaking on fixing Philippine health insurance system, how is it going?
I'm 90% there.
Yeah, it takes.
There's always little problems cropping up, and I've got to deal with them as they come up.
Yeah. And how old are you now?
I'm 65.
65, I'm 59. So one of my subscribers directly asked me, who will take over your service when you die?
Because no immediate plans on dying, but we never know.
You never know.
And I got to do a little extra exercise, I think.
Yeah, we are both overdue here, yeah.
I have a administrative partner, very talented, very smart.
That's good.
And she's in her 30s.
Okay.
And the plan is when I depart or retire, she'll take over.
She can take over.
Yeah, but I'm always looking for good people. I've got 4 staff that I have that are internal at Pacific Cross.
Okay.
So they support me as well.
So now
that's all they do.
Yeah. So after my interview with you, you will get a lot of applications to help you servicing Pacific Cross. But maybe one guy in my viewers is health insurance broker and likes to fix the Philippine health insurance system. Just send him a message. Okay. But you said now you're focusing on Pacific Cross because of the direct reimbursement.
Well, that's not the only reason. I've got to know all the management. The international CEO is a friend of mine now. So when push comes to shove, I press the button and it gets done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you say are main challenges when dealing with Philippine health insurance and specifically Pacific Cross from your point of view, and maybe someone who tries to get health insurance with them and gets stuck?
Service. Yeah, their sense of time is totally different than ours.
Yeah, but that's typical Philippines.
Yeah, it is. It's a cultural thing. I'm not knocking it, and they probably live a lot longer and happier because of it.
Yeah.
But it's a fact, and you just don't want that in something as important as your health insurance in an emergency. You want it to happen now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just waiting for my contract. It's sent over to the main branch and we have to wait. So how long do you say would it typically take from application with you sending in the papers?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay. Until you have a signed contract.
Well, we have an offer.
We have an offer from them.
And then you take it or leave it.
Okay. And after you took the offer, fill out all the papers and file them back to you, how long does it usually take?
24 hours.
24 hours.
24 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. Mind you, the actual policy and the access card will take another 30 days. But if something happens in that 30 days, you call me.
Okay.
And
So usually after you send over the contract papers and I signed them and sent them back, I'm already insured?
No, you have to get the offer and then you have to pay your premium.
Okay.
Once you pay your premium, it's a binding contract.
Okay. And paying the premium, is it also possible to use an international credit card?
Yes. Yeah, that can be done online or it can be done manually.
So, because one other subscriber, he asked me, what if you get admitted shortly before your contract renews and you are unable to pay the renewal for the coming years?
Well, you're fine, but there's a 30-day grace period anyway.
Okay.
So you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't worry about that. I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
Okay, okay. Yeah, because I'm also now thinking about maybe have an automatic debit from my credit card.
They're not that advanced yet.
Yeah,
No.
okay. In the future.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a small paper here with questions. Yeah. Coming to the next thing that I experienced, because I live here for 10 years now, I had cousins of the families of my ex-girlfriend in the hospital. So what are usually typical challenges people face when they get health claims here in the Philippines? Like they have to go to a doctor, they have to get admitted to a hospital. What are, from your views, typical challenges?
Well, I mean, typical is a lot of chaos and disorganization.
Yeah.
You know, that's the key. But I mean, we smooth all that out. That's our expertise.
Okay.
My partner is also a registered nurse, and she speaks the local language.
Yeah.
It can get it done.
Okay.
But we will get you in, hell or high water.
So as soon a customer has your phone number,
Yeah.
they can get you.
And call the ambulance first and me second.
That's his motto. Okay. And from your point of view, living here 7 years and having a lot of medical things happening already, what should people avoid to keep hospital costs low, or not to use the insurance as much as necessary? What would you say? Is there any
Eat well and exercise.
Eat well and exercise? So if someone in his 40s and 50s comes here to the Philippines, he's usually good.
Well, he still needs insurance because it doesn't matter how much you exercise. If you get hit by a jeepney, you're still going to the hospital.
Yeah.
And dengue fever, I mean, getting a rash of dengue fever claims. And you have no choice in that. It doesn't matter how healthy you are. And there's no vaccine. And usually it's just maybe a week of staying at home and resting. But every once in a while, the blood cell count crashes and you have to go to the hospital and get a blood transfusion.
Yeah.
And it can actually result in death if you don't.
Yeah. Luckily,
And of course, the older you get, the worse it is.
yeah, I had my first dengue I encountered in Bohol. I just was feeling a little bit having like a cold, like a flu, a little diarrhea. And it was a Sunday, so no doctor available. We had to go to the local hospital in Tagbilaran, emergency blood test. Result is you have dengue, and I'm like, what's that? What's that? I felt just a little cold, like having a little running nose and like this, but of course it can get dangerous. What advice would you give, especially older people that want to retire to the Philippines, in case of health insurance, if they maybe still have a health insurance from their home country, considering still getting Pacific Cross here in the Philippines?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I'm Canadian, so I could hang in for 6 months knowing that I could go back to Canada and they'd treat me.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is if you had a heart attack or a stroke or you're in coma, you're not getting on an airplane. And you're not, they won't let you fly for 6 months after
If you tell them.
Well, that's right. How do they find out? I'm not sure, but I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Do they have a database? I don't
Maybe.
I don't know. It's the Philippines. You'll get different answers depending on who you ask. But no, what we do is 30 days before arrival is we'll start the application process, get all our ducks in order, and make sure we've got an offer in place that's reasonable. And then as soon as they land, they pay the premium and they're covered.
Okay. would you, like if I'm able to fly and I have the money, would you consider having regular checkups in other country like maybe Thailand instead of here in the Philippines?
You know, these private hospitals here do great checkups. No need,
No need.
in my opinion.
And
There'll be some guys that disagree,
yeah,
but
okay. So some people, they think about doing this, but you would say there are private hospitals
Yeah.
in the Philippines
Yeah.
that are up to standard.
Yeah.
You just need to know which
where to go?
where to go.
Just ask me. And there's a built-in annual checkup with all the plans.
Oh, really? And I can do this also.
And we set it all up, schedule the appointment.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. But something that commonly comes up are pre-existing conditions.
Yeah.
That comes up all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
And here's the black and white. Pre-existing conditions are subject to a 12-month waiting period. And after the waiting period, they will require an additional premium at your option to cover your pre-existing
Yeah.
conditions.
Yeah. But that.
Permanent exclusion is possible if it's severe.
Yeah.
Like you've got a high BMI, in other words, you're obese, and you have high blood pressure, and after the year you haven't bothered to shave a few pounds off, you're on your own.
Yeah. But how common would you say is this with Pacific Cross that they don't accept an applicant because of his
Very, very rare.
very
Very rare.
So usually, what I found out, because I was privately insured in Germany when I was working, that the regular premium they tell you is quite low, but then you have to tell them I have preconditions this and this, and you have this additional costs
Yeah.
on your bill,
Yeah.
and
Comes out of nowhere.
that comes out of nowhere. And especially if you use your health insurance once, the next year this additional cost
Yeah.
will also add up. So how can you avoid that it gets too much? Besides not getting sick or avoiding going to a hospital.
You know, we always are there every year to fight your case, submit new medical evidence, apply marketing pressure, and
So
hopefully
one
we get
has
it.
to. So one has to get insured, but not use it to keep the premiums low.
Yeah, you know, guys that use it moderately, I don't see any repercussion. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
And I've tried to determine and quantify what they might do. And the highest premium increase as a result of heavy usage was 70%. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
But there's no official contractual cap. So
So usually you say Pacific Cross is fair if you
They are.
maybe have one hospital
Yeah.
stay per year, like this.
no, often they don't do anything.
Yeah, because at the moment I put aside like $100 every month to do my outpatient checkups and everything, and I'm not going to hospital for. At the moment, I think I have a little slip disc, so I just use ibuprofen against the pain.
Yeah, the small stuff. The small stuff is out of pocket. You don't insure for that.
Yeah.
It's only the big thing that you don't know about, and it happens.
Yeah.
That's what you want insurance for.
Okay, so thanks for having you here, and if you have any further questions to Michael, just send me an email. I will forward everything to him. And if you need a health insurance by Michael, also send me the email so I can forward it to you. And happy stay in the Philippines and break a leg, or what do we say?
Don't really break a leg. Just that's a start. Right.
Okay, thanks for this.
Thank you. Thank you,
see you
George.
soon.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, and
Get,
hope to hear from you.
okay, bye.
Bye bye.